Hello, hello! Today I'm gonna be bringing you something quite a bit different. First of all, I haven't been streaming or making vids lately because I've been watching the stream, the CSGO ESL stream. The ESL major is going on, so I really want to watch it. Now, what I really wanted to do at one point here was I wanted to do a proper ranked commentary and like go over ranked from the start and like see what works and what doesn't work. But it turns out in order to be able to start ranked from the beginning, I had to start a new account because account sharing is banned. So I basically decided, well, I'm just gonna make myself a new account. So I'm leveling a bunch of new ships and basically with complete new captains and basically really fresh start. I don't even have any mods installed as far as I know. Like, it's just very vanilla, very basic, just like any other dude. Here I'm playing a Omaha that it's pretty much stock. I think the only upgrade I have on this Omaha is my range upgrade. Everything else is stock hull, stock guns, stock everything. So I figured I'm playing this while I'm watching the stream. That's why I'm not playing my main account, because I figured I could just play this games while I'm watching the stream, the ESL stream. So I decided that while I'm doing this, I might as well make a commentary of these ships, since a lot of people tend to struggle with these areas. Well, you might as well start with the obvious there. You see this tenure basically being absolutely deleted off the face of the earth. And that's because Citadels at this tier are absolutely ridiculously powerful. Or well, in general, AP is very powerful, because your average player on these tiers, they have no idea what angling means, they have no idea what armor in general means. So, and of course the Omaha is a victim to this thing as well. The armor is very thin on this ship. And basically the entire area below the smokestacks, you can see 4 smokestacks. Basically that entire area underneath is one big citadel. I keep trying to get my team to push up a bit. It seems like this syndrome, this very passive play, is something that is in no way related to repair costs, because people are pussies even at T3 or T4 or this T. Okay, you see I'm angling against these shells. I didn't angle enough. I did angle a bit, but still, you can't really angle properly in an Omaha. You tend to just... the armor is just too thin. And this is a syndrome that a lot of the cruisers have on this tier. You're basically not very good at taking fights with battleships at all, if they're smart enough to use AP, which is in no way guaranteed at all. There's plenty of battleships at this tier that basically insist on using HE all the time, which boggles the mind, but whatever, that's what they do. So in this case, I'm just going to disengage. The only thing because I have the stock hull, that 7k volley basically stole a third of my HP. Oh, and there I took another chunk. Now I'm down to like 9k health. So I'm basically a destroyer without the stealth and torps at this point, just because I, well, tried to push into the cap. The rest of my team is obviously happily hanging out here far behind me, not really pushing into the camp, but they're just having a casual, good old jolly time, which is pretty typical. And it's also something I will be touching on quite a bit in ranked. People in ranked, especially, well, I played ranked with my Congo so far. I'll make a commentary, or well, basically a bit of a guide on that. I played my Congo from ranks 22 to rank 15. I think it took me 12 battles. I didn't lose a single star once. And I played it with my Congo, okay, not a T6 ship, but just a T5 ship. And it's pretty obvious that it's more about how you play than what ship you bring at those tiers. It doesn't really matter what you bring. Even I accidentally brought my stock Furutaka to the ranked game. I was switching to the Furutaka and I wanted to get that daily win bonus, the 100% thing, and I accidentally clicked ranked, and I still won the game. So it's more about how you play than what you actually bring. And that's kind of the same thing that happens in these random battles as well. It's not so much what ship you bring. Of course, there are ships more potent than others, and in general I found it much easier to carry, for example, in a DD or in a battleship, but in a cruiser you can still have a very big impact on the game, simply because you can take out other DDs, you can take out enemy cruisers, and in general you can just be a nuisance to battleships. Now the Omaha, you can see I line of sighted them as much as possible. I went into cover here and I capped this point, or helped capture this point. Gives a nice chunk of XP, and generally it speeds it up, because I don't know if the guy behind me understands the line of sight, so that he's not getting hit. Here we see in front of me Marblehead and Murmansk. These are two Omaha-based premium cruisers. They are in general better than the Omaha. especially the Murmansk is significantly better, the Marblehead is slightly better, but they share the same weakness that all the Omaha class cruisers do, and that's thin Citadel armor and a prominent Citadel on the side. So naturally what I do is I switch to AP. The Omaha class has a very strong broadside, meaning you pump a lot of shells out with a short reload. I don't have the upgraded guns yet, but still this is more than enough to basically destroy him. And the Murmansk, by many considered a bit OP T5 cruiser. If he shows you broadside, you can do the very same thing to him. He's launching some torps. Now he's finally turning. That's what I was waiting for. There was no point shooting AP into his angled ship. 14k volley. Very strong. And as soon as he pops out from behind that wreck, another volley, and he's deleted. Oh wait, no, he's around. Oh, I overpenned. I shot too far in the front, so my shells overpenned instead of Citadel. Now I double Citadel and he's gone. Of course I activated Hydro, another thing you get, I think, yeah, you get it with, no, because this is a stock, so you get it without any hull upgrades. Hydro is a good way of making sure you don't eat any unnecessary torps. Now, regardless of all the work I've done, my team is still getting their asses kicked, which is a bit annoying, perhaps. I don't really know what's killing them. But there you basically saw the weakness, or you saw the strength when he angled against my AP shells. I did very little. As soon as he showed broadside, he got absolutely deleted. And that's something you need to keep in mind when you play the ship. It's agile, it has a lot of firepower for a cruiser, but it has a massive weakness, and that's the broadside. There's another Murmansk back there, once again a premium ship, and here comes a stock, same tier ship, and even at range, you can easily pen the armor on him. The camo you're using, that's a premium camo that you get along with it. So that wasn't a Citadel, that was just pen in general. Trying to find the sweet spot where I should aim. That looks quite close, only one Citadel though. Didn't aim far enough ahead. Maybe I didn't aim low enough. You want to aim at the waterline. There we go. 9k volley. And he should be done here. Another Citadel, of course, brings us up to a total of 21 Citadels and well over 100,000 damage in... I don't know, I haven't been in this battle too long, but still. Against other cruisers, if you know what you're doing, you can be very potent in the ship. Sending some drops in case he starts turning in or stopping or something, like basically if he decides to come hunting for me. Now in this case I noticed that the guys down south have basically gotten completely steamrolled, which is awkward. And I'm being torped from behind by the Murmansk. You can see the torpedo warning. So I cannot turn to the left here. I kind of want to turn to the left, but I already know that you can see the beeps coming. It's coming around my left, so I have to turn to the right. My hope is to get into this little peninsula here and break vision, so basically undetected in this height. Because another one of the Omaha's weaknesses is the concealment is not very good on this ship. If the torps went past me, at this point there is no point for me to stop shooting while I'm trying to basically get out, because the concealment on the ship is fairly bad. It's 13 kilometers, so if you end up in a position like I am, there's no point to stop shooting because you're going to be detected either way. Might as well shoot and hope to kill him before he kills you. At this point though, I don't have very high expectations of that happening considering his HP. I'm hoping to get a fire, because with all the shells you spam out, you actually get a fairly decent fire chance. Okay, I didn't get as deep into this peninsula as I hoped. Nice, someone chunked him. Maybe I can take him with me. Oh shit, there comes his wallet. But that was actually my Kraken. So I did get my Kraken from that, which is nice. And I'm about to get and I got the capture. So that was pretty goddamn sweet. But at this point I have a battleship in front of me and 2 battleships behind me, and meanwhile my battleships are sitting in our base. This is something I've come to expect these days. I managed to angle enough that it didn't eat too much damage there. I think I might have bounced it entirely just by angling, but you can't angle properly. You see, even when you angle properly, you'll get hit in the superstructure. And of course, meanwhile, my team is sitting in our base with our battleships, which is a bit... To no surprise, the game ended with a loss. I can't seem to get my Omaha win at all. And, well, you can see it was a T5 game. You can still see the impact I managed to have, but sadly my team was less than impressive, and no victory there. This would have been a mighty daily win. Fucking sucks, but not much to done. I might show this thing as well though. The repair and service costs for the ship are basically non-existent, even with non-premium. It's only 12k. I mean, most of the stuff I'm paying for is consumable and camouflage. So ultimately, this ship is quite a good money farmer as well, which is very good for beginner players. Right, let's move right on to the modules. Well, as you can see, I just got a bunch of XP from that game that I just played. I still haven't gotten my daily win, because apparently getting my daily win is impossible. But the only upgrade I had that game was my range. So the next upgrade is obviously I'm gonna get the hull. The hull looks nice. Purchase and mount, let's see. And the next upgrade I will get after this, does this affect shell speed in any way? No, it doesn't affect shell speed, it just gives me a very small, well not that small, relay buff at the cost of some turret traverse. Doesn't give me any extra turrets. This one on the other hand, geez, this one costs me turrets, but it gives me firing range. I'm not so sure about giving up 2 main turrets. Well, which one is it that you're losing? Wonder which one you lose, but still, I'm not too set on buying this one yet, because I mean, sure the range is nice, but I literally don't use that range too much. I'm on the fence. This would be the last upgrade I get if I get it, and I'm not even certain if I get it on the Omaha, because it's more of a brawler than a sniper anyway, as you saw in my gameplay clip. Like, you don't do that much with the range. I mean, it's nice to burn up battleships and such, but not really my thing. Upgrade consumable wise, I use the better repair and better hydra. Better hydra is kinda I don't know if you really need it, but better repair I always recommend on all ships. It's worth the small investment. Upgrade wise, main armaments is just too damn good to ever skip these days. And aiming mod 1 is once again one of these mods. This is just too goddamn good to be able to skip. Once again, both these affect your main guns, of course. And the third one, I use damage control, because eventually when you level up, you're going to be using this one anyway. At low tier, it might be worth using propulsion mod, like when you're at T3 or something, but even then I honestly just prefer this one for the straight up reduction. Especially since they buffed it, they increased not just the flooding resistance, but also the damage resistance. And finally, Captain Perks. First one you want is situation awareness. Expert marksman. I prefer vigilance with all the torpedo soup at low tier. Everyone has everyone has torps. And at this point you can either go straight for, well, it's kind of up to you if you want to go AFT or demolition expert. I think I might go demolition expert actually, since that's what you'll eventually want to be going anyway. But both AFT or this one are both viable options. And as you can see, I spent the point on basic survivability. You don't have to do this. I just did because I really like this perk. It's just a straight up damage reduction and buffed repair. But if you take this point, you have to take into consideration that you will get your concealment expert 1 point delayed. And that means instead of getting this at point 15, you'll only get it at point 16. And this is honestly a pretty big deal. So even though I feel like this one is worth it because it will benefit you throughout all the tiers you'll be playing, it's still going to suck when you get to the point. I mean, if you have doubloons, you can just respec and get it, of course. But if you're really tight on the doubloons and you don't want to like ever have to respec your captain, then I maybe don't recommend getting this one. Just save up straight for concealment expert, because it's a must-have when you get the high tier. Anyway, this was my short little low tier guide of a, well, in this case, almost stock Omaha. I hope you enjoyed it.